Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. How to stop absorbing the toxic energy from a narcissist, a psychopath, a personality disordered person, the abuser in your life, the jerk, the imbecile, the whatever. The person who you've now determined is no longer good for you, and you've had so much of it, and you find that you're just not being yourself. You can't feel it. You feel like you're not being your true self. You're not being your authentic self. You feel disingenuine. How do you get out of this mode? How do you get rid of them? How do you start feeling happy again? How do you start feeling, safe again? How do you start feeling at one with you and your life again? Well, absorbing the toxic energy of a personality disordered person, of course, the longer you've been around this influence, the more in depth you're going to feel and more disgusted you might feel. The health impact you might feel. Some of the negative consequences, feeling angry all the time, feeling frustrated, feeling unhappy, feeling dissatisfied with yourself, not knowing who you are. What a strange statement to make, right? Not knowing what you're good at, not knowing your personal value, not knowing how to make positive friends, not being able to concentrate, not knowing how to focus, not knowing how to take care of yourself, feeling guilty taking care of yourself, feeling guilty if you're not taking care of somebody else, feeling like you're nobody if you're not taking care of somebody. This is often called codependence, where you base your entire life on taking care of someone else, usually one person or people in general, but where basically you feel like you have no other role, you have no other purpose in your life other than to take care of this person. And it feels like an entrapment, it feels like an enslavement, it feels like a chain, ball and chain that is hooking you into this role and responsibility, and you feel that you're for some reason just not living life to the fullest. You feel like you're not able to get out there. It's like the firecracker that just can't go off. It's just, you feel like you're not getting off the launching pad. You feel like I think there was a movie called Failure to Launch. I have not watched that, but that's just what it is. You feel like you're not able to get off the base. You're not able to get off the foundation. You're not able to go out and live life. And I think this really has to do quite a bit with the experience of monkey see, monkey do. And this insight came to me here today. And the reason why I think it's so important, because when, as studying psychology and English at the university and college, we studied statistics, we studied a lot of research, different types of psychology, social psychology, etc. And, one important thing is that, people learn by observation. So, and people learn visually, they learn auditorily, and they also learn kinesthetically, which means, by doing. So if you show them how to do something, they can pick it up. A kinesthetic learner, like let's say, there's a carpenter, and, he wants to be an apprentice, and he wants to learn the apprenticeship of home building, and he's a kinesthetic learner. The lead carpenter will take him out and show him what needs to be done, and then the apprentice can go ahead and pick up that skill just by physically doing it, by him showing him, and he can do it. Some people can see it, some people can hear it by audio. Now, the endangerment, the danger in the experience of suffering from emotional abuse is the monkey see, monkey do scenario. In other words, if you're surrounding yourself, or if you're surrounded by a psychopath or a narcissist, somebody who is acting out of an emptiness, someone who's acting out of a falseness, a persona, someone who is acting out of a lot of hostility, the need for power, the need to belittle others, the need to control others, the need to be discontented all the time, as you're around this, and you're a healthy person, you're gonna feel a sense of toxicity, or a sense of malaise, which means a lack of energy, or you're gonna feel a sense of toxicity or negativity, or sickness is going to start to register in your body. And by sickness, I mean everything from stomach issues, digestive issues, anxiety issues for sure, social issues, not being able to make friends, communication issues, not being able to communicate, attention deficit issues, not being able to attend to that which you want to be able to concentrate on, hyperactivity disorder, where people have problems with impulsivity and they're not able to sit in one place, they're not able to control their body movements. There's a lot of syndromes out there, Tourette syndrome, a lot of these I really feel are from being in these toxic environments. And toxic meaning poisonous, meaning not digested by the body, not utilized by the body, mind, or the spirit for nutritive or function for that organism. And it's kind of like a scientific way of describing it, and it's not meant to be clinical, but I'm trying to help you see it in kind of an objective manner, because I do think that if I can help you to see things in an objective manner, which means on a factual basis, on a easy to digest basis, you can realize the foundation and kind of see from a little bit of a distance perspective versus a subjective, which means you yourself, it's my subjective opinion that I've been abused, it's my subjective opinion that I like red. If you can look at things objectively, I think it might put some good things into light for you, so you can start to understand and comprehend what's going on, and then that will in turn build up your knowledge, and your knowledge that in turn will come together for you and give you some power and your ability to now make better decisions for you in your life and recreate your future and your identity and go on and live your life, so you can kind of put the two and two together. So the reason why it's not good to be around these people, and oftentimes also be aware of other sort of narcissistic or psychopathic role models that we perceive in the media, because a lot of these people, and I'm not naming names or people, but situations which are purely to serve the person's gain and not your own, you have to be aware and you have to be protective, and you have to be able to filter out these influences. Otherwise, there's going to be a toxicity, a disease, a feeling of just emptiness, a feeling that you have to be fake. And eventually, as we get older, we're not going to want to live a fake existence. We need to be true to ourselves. As we get moved on in life, we want to start to shed and let go of a lot of the things that have not served us. We need to grow, and as we grow and mature, we're going to enter different life stages, and and become what they call self-actualized. And as we enter through these life stages, we definitely want to let go and grow out of that which no longer serves us. So anything that is really false, not true, is what we want to start to let go of. So, you hear about people having like a midlife crisis, or, doing these different things, acting out of, the need to fulfill themselves, their bucket list, but, where they, you've always seen like the 80-year-old who like just bought himself a yellow Corvette. I mean, the guy's just like, an older dude, like, I'm getting my Corvette, man. Now's the time. Like, it's time to start living your true, authentic self, and treat yourself with a real, true, authentic respect, because the falseness is not going to work. I heard a very sad story, and it was of this woman and her sister, and her sister had definitely married a psychopath, and she was always had to take a second seat to him, a second rung down. He was a very successful businessman, multimillionaire. I mean, just your A-type personality, go all the time, income earner, business, 24/7. I mean, the guy could not, have a life balance. And he would always refer to his wife as Mrs. So-and-so, not by her first name. And the story that she told me is that when she passed, her tombstone, when you pass like a headstone, her headstone said Mrs. So-and-so. In other words, it didn't even have her first name on it. Like, it was just this really horrific story. And, when she told me the story, she was sobbing and crying and telling me how her sister had suffered so much in this very toxic, negative relationship with this psychopath husband. And, it was just, I started crying with her, when she told it to me. It was so very, very sad, but this lady was not able to get in touch with her own power and her own personality. She had to live according to what this gentleman, this psychopath, had wanted. And so it's very important to extract yourself, to remove yourself from these toxic situations so you don't become so fully poisoned that you can't get away. I really think people, addiction is that, when the toxicity just reaches such a high level that you cannot be, you're no longer separate. You're no longer separated from that, and then, the toxicity has become so pigmented or so saturated in that person that they find it hard to separate themselves. And there was something else I was just going to say. It'll come back to me now. But that, you definitely need to get this toxicity out of your system, because the toxicity is what's going to overrun your system. And I just had a big thought, and hopefully it'll come to me here in a moment. And it's relating to the toxicity. Bear with me one moment while I focus on it here. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to think, and it relates to the toxicity, but that it just overwhelms you. Oh, here's what I was gonna say. Yes, I got it. Okay. Napoleon Hill. He wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, and he has some great videos as well. Napoleon Hill is a fabulous man and kind of a scholar and a mentor to me in my studies. But he has a video when he talks about, and he actually wrote a lot of his work, and he was his seminal works occurred in the early 1900s, 1930s, 32 during the Great Depression. He actually studied a lot of the successful business owners during that time, and he compiled a work to look at really what are the qualities of success and how do these people really develop their fortunes. And a lot of them are very great humane studies and actual true tools of success. But he made a comment in the defining moment of the alcoholic, when basically it's okay to take a drink, but don't let the drink drink you. And that's the toxic level. It's okay to be able to drink alcohol, but don't let the alcohol drink you. In other words, if you're an alcoholic and the drink is basically drinking you, consuming you, you no longer have control, you no longer have power, and the drink has got you by the kahunas. The drink has power over you. The drink is drinking you. I mean, you're no longer having a drink, the drink is drinking you. And I really feel the same toxicity takes place in the narcissistic or psychopathic relationship, when the person is so enmeshed, you know, and so brainwashed and so under control of this person, that the person has really, you know, kind of consumed them to the point where they're no longer able to consume and live life. You know, they're so consumed by this other person that they can no longer consume life, you know, live a good life, live their own life. So, you know, definitely look at getting out of the environment of the toxic person, environment, situation, narcissist or psychopath, so you can start to shed away some of their mindsets, their toxic behaviors, so you can cleanse yourself of them and live a better life. Peace and harmony here with you here today. Hope these videos help. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions. Make it a beautiful day.